everyone, welcome back to RTS and welcome back to week 9 of our summer space shape up. Yes, I hope the summer is going well for you and we're going to keep on plowing through the month of August when it comes to our summer space shape up. So I have these pretty papers here by Authentique from the Seafarer collection because I wanted to remind myself to tell you to go back to last week's video. I believe it was on Friday, August the 3rd, and you'll see a video up, a start to finish layout that was part of the Sketch Inspired series that is done by our lovely Vanessa Bell and lovely Lisa Brooks, and their channels will be listed below. So hop over, and every other Friday in the month of August will be a Sketch Inspired layout in that series. So hop over and take a look. Okay, yes. Also, another thing I wanted to say was we have a lot coming up in the fall and the winter. Okay, a lot, because I will be home a lot more. And so just hit that notification bell. There's a lot coming up. I'm not going to get into everything, but I have a lot of plans coming up. And also, what else I want to say? There is playlists created for just about everything. So if you like a certain series or feature on this channel, just hit that. And then I also just created a 2-page layout playlist because some people just want to see 2-page layouts. So you can hop over and get in on that playlist, because the one I did for the Sketch Inspired series last week was a 2-page layout. So hop over to that playlist and you'll see all that. So we have a lot to talk about today. Yes, okay, a big category. So this video may be a little bit longer and you may have to watch it in 2 parts, but I wanted to cover some things, okay? And then I'll talk more about that as we go. So the first up, how are you maintaining? Are you maintaining the space right here, your work surface, your desk, so you can keep on scrapbooking? And I said in last week's video, if this is all you do for your summer space shape up, even if that means taking everything off and putting in a basket till you get to it later, that's completely fine. It's all about keeping this space clean so we can keep on scrapbooking. Now, I do suggest don't put things on the floor. Do not create piles on the floor, and do not create piles that they keep toppling over. That will not work. No, do not put things on the floor. Do not keep creating more piles, okay? Some things you may have to address. So I will have a list below of the things that we talked about in previous videos if this is the first week you're hopping on this series. So you can look at the topics that we had covered below about as far as maintaining. And then also too, the first thing we have to do every week is we have to keep addressing our photos. And so that means maybe just printing some for some layouts in the month of August, or maybe printing some inspiration that you just recently saw. Every once in a while I'll do that if I see layouts, because when I am in my scrap room, I don't want to be on a computer looking at things, Pinterest and this, that, and the other thing. So I will actually print out layouts that I like, okay? And that will be an inspiration, okay? Just like you do sketches, I actually print out layouts, okay? And so then I have some freshly new printed of some layouts I have planned for the month of August. Always so excited to print photos. So just do something with photos, okay? I'm still looking for a new online photo processor, so I'm still working on that. Okay, so what is next up? Remember I said last week that we were going to cover something that started with the letter E, and I can guarantee you some people guessed this, but there's 2 things we're going to cover, and the first thing is embossing folders. So the first thing we're going to cover is, yes, embossing folders that started with the letter E. Okay, now with embossing folders, if you're going to be a level 1 gal, you're simply just going to find all your loose, because believe me, these can get hidden. Look how they can be hidden on my desk right there. Yes, they can get hidden, they can get lost, they can get stuck in between piles of paper, and you will never find it till 3 months down the road. Yes, okay. Now, I've never been that careless with my embossing folders, but I have had them underneath a pile, and you wonder where they go. Okay, so just gather them all up, put them in one area. Okay, that's all you have to do. Simply for level 1, just find them all, put them in one area, just for now. Just put them in a pile, put them in a basket and bin, put them on a shelf. Just put them in something to protect them so you don't lose them. They're not the most expensive thing, but you did pay money for them, right? Okay, so the other thing you can do then, well, in level 2, well, I'd say for what else for embossing folders, you could give a quick look through, okay? See what you have and then say, where should I put these where maybe I would use them a little bit more, okay? And we're going to talk about that coming up when I go through my catalog binder, okay? But that's what I would do. I just give a quick look through. What do you have duplicates of that maybe you could purge? Maybe like take a quick note. I have 3, 4, 5, 6 dots. I don't need to be buying any more dots, okay? Or I have so many Christmas embossing folders, I don't use what I have. You know, a quick inventory of your inventory, okay? Purge a couple and then rethink where you have them, okay? Level 2, we'll be talking about that a little bit more. Okay, so then, oh, wow, yes, go roll up your sleeves. We have a lot to cover. The next group and the last group we're going to talk about starts with the letter E, and that is embellishments. Oh, yes. Now, listed below, I will have a list of embellishments that I'm going to go over, but that certainly does not mean that's the only type of embellishments you'll have in your inventory, and it doesn't mean you have all of these, okay? This is just a representation of some of the things I have. Probably most of the things, because I went around my room kind of thinking, you know, this, that, and the other thing, okay? So I'm going to try to put them in alphabetical order, but they may not. And so what we're going to do is talk about the different type of embellishments, okay? And then if you're a level 1 and a level 2, we might marry this a little bit together, okay? So for level 1 embellishments, okay? And so what are we going to do? Okay, well, you know, right off the bat, you know what I'm going to start with, the letter B, brads, okay? Yes, I'm just going to put a pile of brads here, okay? We've got brads. We have buttons, okay? And I'm just simply going to start putting here things because we're going to talk about these, okay? We have buttons. Yes. What do we have after buttons? Well, we have bling. Yes, don't we have bling? And I guess I could have started with our embellishments. There's more bling. More bling. I'm going to have a pretty array of things here, okay? I could have started out with acrylic. We have acrylic pieces. Acrylic, brads, buttons, bling. Okay, what else do we have? Oh my, do we even go here? Clips. Clips of every, well, there's a button. Every shape, size, clips that you make. Yes, look at these. Clips. 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 You get the idea. You know what I'm talking about. Paper clips. Okay, then what do we have to have after paper clips? Oh, we got more bling here. Can't forget about this bling. No, can't forget about that. And then there's more bling, but that's pearls, but that's bling. Got some more clips that we made. More clips. More clips. You get the idea. Okay, then after clips, how about we talk about doilies for a minute? Doilies. Every color you can imagine. Every, you know, different shapes. Okay, then what do we have? Oh my. The loveliest group. Enamel everything. Enamel dots, enamel hearts, enamel stars. Oh yes. Then what do we have here? How about a sprinkling of some flowers? Oh yes, look at that, sprinkling of flowers. Okay, now look how many we have just already. Okay, and this is just a sampling of things, okay? Flowers, what do we have after flowers? Oh, I still got a whole thing on my hands here. Flowers, oh my, our lovely frames. Yep, different sizes, different patterns, different manufacturers. Let's add in some more bling. How about sequins? Sequins have really gotten popular. I don't think they're going to go away anytime soon. Okay. And then after sequins, what do we have? Tags. Look at this. Tags, tags, tags. And I know I'm probably not going to have room for all of this. Okay. And then let's add in, we could even in with the frames, we have bags. Tags, bags. Oh man, I don't even know what else we can put here. Oh, and then we have, you know, tags that's in, you know, decorative. Yes, this is just pretty. Isn't that a pretty tag? Okay, and then what else we have? Oh my. Wood veneer. I'm just going to put that whole thing there. I don't even know if that's in there. Look at that. Wood veneer. Okay. Okay, then we have, do we even go here? How about pieces of cork? Cork. Yes, cork. And then we have faux chipboard. Okay, this would be like a homemade embellishment. And then we have toothpicks. Look at that. And then we have pins. All these lovely little pins. Okay, I don't know what else. Now, in this group, you could also add washi if you wanted to. But I had talked about washi in another video. But you could certainly put it in this group if you wanted. Okay, if you didn't cover it in the last one. Okay, and then what else do you have? And then if you would, if you're someone who makes homemade embellishments. Okay, well, not that butterfly. But look at all these bows I have here. Yes, bows, bows, bows. Okay. Okay, so what are you to do? I mean, this is just absolutely, for someone who loves color, this is just wonderful, right? Just absolutely wonderful. But how are you supposed to address these when it comes to organizing and then thinking about where you need them? So I think this is where we're probably going to talk about level 1 and level 2, because it's basically the same thing. So if you're a level 1 gal, what I would say is I would basically well, this would be level 1, level 2. This is what I would do. I would get out a piece of paper, simply. Level 1 or level 2. I would get out a piece of paper and I would write down all the different embellishments you think you may have or ones you find in your room. And that may take you a couple of days. Just go in a couple minutes, brads, buttons, and like I said, I'll have a list in the description box below and you can go by that. And maybe you have the same type of embellishments, or maybe you're going to have something other, because I remember when I was looking at things, I thought, what else do we have? Remember metal. Metal used to be a huge embellishment. Remember all the metal pieces? I purged a lot of my metal pieces. But then we also have the introduction of rubber pieces, and then these resin pieces. I mean, where are you supposed to put these? What category do they fit in? Is that a button, or is that kind of like an enamel piece? I mean, oh, and then did we even talk about this? We didn't even go over flare. No, we didn't go over flare. We didn't talk about clothespins. You see my point? If you don't make a list, how are you ever to know what you have and how many different kinds you have? I mean, it just goes on and on. Tags. Oh, and then if you're someone who made your own enamel dots out of perler beads. Oh, and then there's beads. What if you're someone who uses beads on your projects? Oh, yes. Okay. I think I proved my point. I think I proved my point, didn't I? There's no way you would know. Because even as I was doing this video, it took me a couple of days to say, did I include that? Did I include this? Because this is not a one for all. It's not like we have one embellishment container that fits all of these. We just don't. It would be nice, but because of the different types, the different sizes, and then the amount that we have, it's impossible. Okay, so if you're level 1, level 2, what I suggest is going around your space for the next day, 2 days, whatever, and write down the different types that you think you have, the different ones you see, okay? And then take maybe one category at a time, okay? You maybe simply don't even want to do washi on this round, okay? Because we had talked about it earlier. But a lot of people consider this washi, as an embellishment. But I may also include this in the ribbon, that type of thing. It depends. People put it in different categories. You put it where you want it, okay? So maybe you just want to pick maybe just the wood veneer, okay? Now, before I go any further, I'm going to tell you that up tomorrow should be another video where I'm going to go through these different type of embellishments, and I'm going to show how I have them organized. It's not all the same, and it's nothing high tech. It's nothing from the Container Store. Okay, it's just how I do them and how I have space for them. Now, do I have a ton of everything? Brads, yes. Washi, yes. Everything else, I would say I have a moderate amount of inventory. I don't have a huge amount, but I don't have a little amount. So I would say everything other than my brads and my washi, I would say that's probably a high level of inventory. But we all know what we have. For some people, it's going to be sequins. For some people, it's going to be enamel dots. Some people, it's going to be frames, tags. You get the idea. Everyone's going to be different. So you could, after you look at your list, go through and maybe which category. You could start with which one is your favorite. Okay, why don't you do that? Why don't you start with which one's your favorite? And if you don't know which one is your favorite, here is a quick little tip. Which one of these make you giddy? And it would be the last thing you would get rid of. Then that's usually your favorite embellishment. Okay, gonna be different for everybody. No right answer. Okay, so start with your favorite embellishment and then see where you have that stored. Is it in the best container that's suitable for the way you scrap, okay? And again, in the next video, because I had already did this video once and it ended up being an hour long. And I thought, oh, that's not going to work for a space shape up video. So I will tomorrow refilm different ways how I have things organized. Because I do have a lot of new scrapbookers on this channel and I want to show them different ideas, okay? Not everything has to be bought at IKEA. Right? Okay. I don't have an IKEA. I wish I did, but I don't. Okay. So that's what I would do. Then after you pick your favorite embellishment, go and look at your list and say, well, which one do I seem to use a lot of? Maybe it's your wood veneer, maybe it's your doilies, and then start and work that way down. And then as you work through your categories of embellishments, you may find that there's a group you just don't care for anymore. And so then say to yourself, why are you keeping them? Why do you still have them? Like these metal ones, I really think I'm going to go ahead and give these. I have a group of these. I think I'm going to go ahead and give them to my sister because she would use them on her travel journals a lot quicker than I'll put them on a scrapbook page. So spread the love. Donate them, give them to someone else, okay? Maybe it's sequins for you. Maybe sequins is your thing right now. Maybe you need to think of a way to store them in a better manner. And again, up tomorrow, I'll show different ways how I do things, okay? So then after you would do that, and believe me, that's going to take a while if you would make a list and go through each one of your embellishments, okay? And I would honestly say during the summer, who has time for that? You don't. I would just pick a couple. Just pick a couple. Pick your favorite, and then maybe something that you're excited to play with. And then maybe one other thing, okay? Maybe it's paper clips. Maybe it's your bling. Maybe it's your enamels. Who doesn't love this? Yeah. So, you know, we all use enamel dots practically on every page. So maybe give attention to those, okay? Or your sequins or your clips, okay? And then what else would I say? You know, after you do the purging, just rethink where you have them. And then, no one has time for major organization projects. So again, make a list. Rethink how I have my enamel dots. Maybe I need to get a different container for my buttons. Maybe I need a jar for my braids. You know, that type of thing. Make a little a tentative plan of something you may want to do in the future when it comes to your embellishments, because there is no way you can tackle all of this at one time. It's just mind-boggling. And this isn't even a sample of the samples I pulled out. I mean, honestly, this isn't even how much I pulled out to show as samples. This is just a fraction of what I still have to my right that I thought I was going to show. It's just massive, okay? It's so, you know, and the thing is, look how many different adhesives you have to use for these different type of embellishments. And that's where we get into, you know, having so many different adhesives because of this category right here, okay? You know what I'm talking about. Okay, so what else did I want to cover? Let me look at my notes here. So I have that, you know, review your embellishments by category or your group. And then also too, don't beat yourself up. And I said this in last week's video. Don't beat yourself up if the way you've had something is not working now. That's okay, because what you may decide to go with this month, 6 months from now, it may not work for you. And why does that happen? Well, first of all, we keep shopping. We grow out of the container that we bought, okay? So you have to give that consideration. And then also too, your style changes, okay? For example, I used to have metal embellishments. There's no sense me keeping them anymore because I'm not going to use them, okay? Flowers is something that a lot of people don't use anymore. So if it's just something that is just not your bag anymore, get rid of it. But then what you do have, rethink where you have it and how can it be stored in a more suitable manner for the way you scrap or craft. Okay, now I wanted to talk about in each video, what is your favorite embossing folder and your favorite embellishment. Okay, so my favorite embossing folder, and I just had it here, would be this Maggie Holmes doily. Yes, it is a doily pattern. I like this. And then of course anything with a wood grain. And I think I had one here. Yes, anything with a wood grain. That would be my favorite. Now my favorite embellishment, I don't even need to tell you, because you know what it is. It's going to be my braids. That is my favorite embellishment. Always will be. Has always been my favorite embellishment. Yes, I think it's because it's color and circle all in one. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so what else did I want to say? Oh, well, I don't know. Other than I'm looking at my notes and something I wanted to say. And, you know, totally Tiffany Spalding, she always says this in her organizing videos that she talks about. And I'll have her link below because she does great free organizing classes. And she always says when you're sitting down to do something and then you just can't make a decision, that's usually an indicator that your brain's getting tired and you're not going to make a good decision. So just give it up. And for something like this is a very involved group. I mean, yes. I mean, just look at... You know, just where do you even start? I would say start by making a list. Start with your favorite embellishment, then maybe your enamels, because we all seem to use that, okay? And then maybe one other group, and then later on down the road, pick maybe one every couple weeks and look through it and say, do I have this in the best place? Is it something I'm using? And then go with that. But again, in the next video coming up tomorrow, I'm going to talk a little bit more about how I have these organized just my way, and maybe a little bit of tips along the way. Okay? And also too, maybe make some things. Okay. What else? I think that is it. Oh, one more thing. When you're bringing new items into your, something went flying. Ugh. Yes. When you bring in new embellishments into your inventory, it's okay to give them prime real estate on your work surface or your desk because you want to play with them. Okay? So that's the best way to start playing with things. Let them have prime real estate on your desk. Yes. Even if that means getting a pretty bowl. And that's what I did at the beginning of our summer space shape up. I put my breads in a pretty bowl, and I just love having them here. It just makes you happy. Okay? So even with something that makes you happy, do it with new things that you're bringing in. Okay? Maybe you got some new doilies. Maybe a new pack of fresh enamel dots. Who doesn't like that? Or maybe you got some new tags. Okay? And frames, tags, you name it. It's all here. Oh, bling, pearls, sequins. It just never ends. Paper clips. Okay? And even also washi, if you want to include that in this group. Okay? I think that's one of those things that's a crossover. It fits into a little bit of everything. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to say for level 1, and I have a little bit more for level 2 if you want to keep on going. But honestly, you're just going to make a list, check them off, check them twice, see who's naughty, see who's nice. Honestly, that's what it is when it comes to embellishments. Okay, so for level 2, gals, we're going to do this. Same thing we just did as level 1. But then also, too, you may perhaps want to actually organize. That means actually rethink and then replan and then do. Okay, say your wood veneer. Maybe you're outgrowing your current wood veneer. Look into a better way to do that. Okay, maybe your doilies. Okay, maybe you need to get a new basket or bin. Okay, or your enamel dots. Maybe you need to get them out and put them on a jump ring. So you're actually not only going to rethink and replan, you're going to do a couple of these. You're actually going to, and I just say 1 or 2 or 3. Don't do this whole, you can't. You just can't. Pick your favorite embellishment and maybe 1 or 2 other things, or even just your favorite embellishment, and just work on that. Rethink where it is, and then perhaps get a new organizing system, get a new way of storing it. Okay? Then also, too, what we're going to do is, we're going to address our basket and bin. Okay? That's what we're going to do. Keep putting things in there, keep taking things out of there, and keep addressing a certain pile, whatever that pile is. I still have my piles I'm working on. I probably, even at the end of this summer space shape up, I will still have some piles. I just honestly will, because I have so many projects going on. So I think that's all I'm going to have for week 9 of this summer space shape up, because this category is so big. It's basically one of those things that you attack it one bite at a time, honestly, and that's what you're going to have to do. I've been scrapbooking a long time, and so you buy these things over a period of time, and so the amount and the different types keeps increasing the longer you keep scrapbooking or crafting. There's no way to tackle it all. Now, unless you just have a small amount and they fit in a couple little boxes, that's good. Okay, but again, we're going to talk more about these in the next video that'll be up tomorrow. If you want to see a little different ways of how I organize things, maybe something will spark an idea for you to for how you want to rethink how you're doing certain embellishments. Okay, so I think that's all I have for week 9 and our summer space shape up. So come back tomorrow and we're going to continue this conversation and this discussion and the playing with our embellishments. Okay, come back to RTS, because you never know what we're going to do. Bye.